When you've cast on your stitches, you're working around in a 2x2 rib for this most easy hat that fits any size. I've shown you how to work out the sizing. So then we're just doing 2 purl stitches like this, 2 purl, and then you do 2 knit stitches. At the beginning of the round, I've always started with knit stitches. So 2 knit, 2 purl, 2 knit, 2 purl. If you're not familiar with knitting, I'll just show you so that you can see. To do the purl stitch, bring the yarn, the working yarn towards you. Go into the stitch like this. Bring that yarn around the needle. I'll do that with this hand so that you can see exactly what's happening. Bring the yarn around the needle like that and pull that right needle through and bring the left stitch off. I'll do that again. Yarn into the stitch that way. Bring, needle. Yarn around the needle like that and bring the stitch off the left needle. Now we're on to the knit stitch. Going this way. Bring this working yarn around the needle this way. Pull the needle through like this and get that left stitch off. Do it again. Needle in, yarn around the needle and left stitch off that needle. That's how the 2x2 ribbing works, and you just keep going around. So I've reached the end of this beanie. I've had a lovely leisurely knitting experience with it, and I've done quite a long beanie because I decided I want to put a lovely big brim and gather it there. It'd be nice and warm for my daughter when she goes to Norway in the winter. So now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do at the crown here. I'm going to only do it in 4 stages. So the first round, keep my little row marker in, is going to be knit 2 and purl 2 together. So I'm going to be keeping the purl, the knit part, and I'm narrowing in this purl part here. So here goes. Knit 2 and yarn around to the front, purl 2 together. So I've decreased by 1 in that row, that little section of 4 stitches there, and again knit the next 2 knit stitches, 1, 2, and then purl the next 2 purl stitches together. So I'm going to do that all of the way around. And each section of 4 stitches is now becoming 3. Knit 2. So I'm just on my last little section of 4 there, and what you can see, by knitting 2 and purling 2 together, has still maintained the same pattern look, but I've decreased the stitches considerably. So in the next row I'm actually going to decrease the stitches so that it's still going to look in pattern, but the purl row, the knit rows are going to be decreased by 1, and we still have a purl. So Because I'm going to be ending up with half the amount of stitches now that I had originally knitted all of this up on, I'm going to need to go to double pointed needles or else really long circular needles, but I'll go to double pointed needles, and I'm putting a big elastic band on so that I know where I've started. And in this second round now of decrease, I'm going to knit 2 together and purl 1, so that each section of 4 stitches now becomes 2 stitches. So I just put the double pointed, the first one in there, and yes, coming around, bring the yarn as close as you can around there so that you're knitting straight on. Make it tight and then just pull the next stitch. So we're still going to have a neat pattern, I'll show you in a minute. So we knit 2 together and then purl 1. Try to get an even amount of stitches on 3 double pointed needles, so you know you're going to end up here with this round with half the amount of stitches you started with. Just divide it roughly by 3 and put that amount of stitches onto each double pointed needle. Going from one double pointed needle to another one, the way I'm doing that, I just get my double pointed needle, go into the stitches because I'm knitting 2 together, cross around as close to that as I can, and we're on, and then purl. So purl 1, I've come back to the beginning and I've got 3 double pointed needles that I'm on now, so get rid of my little hat round needle. You can see it's quite neat. I've now actually narrowed it down so that I've got a knit 1 purl 1 all the way around. As you can see all the way throughout, the knit is always, with this 2x2 rib, the knit is more the dominant stitch, so that's what we're aiming for here. So I just take this off and I'm now going to decrease each half the whole lot again. Just make sure all of your stitches now that you have left on are going to be knit stitches. So we've got a knit 1 and a purl 1, and this is how I decrease them. So I slip as if to knit the knit stitch, and then I slip as if to purl the purl stitch, then more or less put them both back onto the left needle and then go through the back of the stitch, and then knit them together through the back of the stitch. So those 2 have become a knit stitch. So slip as if to knit, slip as if to purl, bring your left needle back through and then your right needle goes as if to knit through the back of both of those stitches, and it gives you a lovely neat purl stitch. So that's where we're going with this round. Every stitch now is going to be a purl stitch, but it's still sort of in character, looking in pattern. So I'll carry on doing that. Slip as if to knit, slip as if to purl, needle the stitches back onto the left needle, and then just knit them through the back of the stitch. So I'm just coming to the end of that round now, so I'm slipping the next knit stitch as if to knit, slipping the next purl stitch as if to purl, and then just knit them both through the back of the stitches. It brings it together very nicely. Now I've got both slipped onto there, just put them back onto the left hand needle and knit through the back loops, so you can see how that's coming in. It still looks in pattern. Now we're on the very last decrease round, so I'll get back to the beginning, and that's why I've got that elastic, because I know that that's the beginning. So now we've only got knit stitches now, so we're going to knit 2 together all around. The last one, 2 together, and that has all decreased in pattern to a small amount of stitches that I can use to finish this hat. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to knit around. Cut a nice amount, thread the darning needle, there we go. Now from the very last stitch, just come for, where is the last stitch? There's the last stitch. So from this very last stitch, come forward to the next lot. Of course, I've got the starter thing on. And just go through each stitch and just get it off. And then we're off. It's worked out quite neat and still in pattern, see.